Welcome, everybody, to the Taking You Back podcast. Today, we're taking you back to 2013, and we're going to review Dark Skies. I'm your host, Headrush. Joining with me always is Will. We got Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Emily.
Hey.
You can follow us on social media always at Taking Back Pod on Twitter. Midnight Evil Pod on Twitter for our horror show. Midnight Evil Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us also on TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, Google. They will all be on the same RSS feed, the episodes. So if you follow one show, you'll get both. And we're going to jump right into some news stories. Since we're going to be doing general movies here, not just horror, the news stories will be of different variety here. And the first thing I want to bring up is the passing of Dustin Diamond, best known as...
man.
Oh, that was so sad.
That brought me down a little bit.
He's best known for Screech. Will, you might remember him from Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling as well.
Vaguely.
Watch that on Country Music TV back in the day. I remember watching it. I remember him and Danny Bonaducci being two of the best people on the show, honestly.
I mean, I missed it. I mean, there was a lot of shit he had to deal with and stuff like that. He had like a sex tape that released or something like that.
Screech?
Yeah.
Called Screech Saved by the Smell. Now, I don't know what they were smelling. What was screeched? We've all seen celebrity sex tapes, I'm sure. I did not watch the Screech one.
No, why would you, though? Why would you?
I wouldn't.
I wanted to see if Mario Lopez was going to show up in it. No.
Will was just waiting for She-Hulk to pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Emily, did you enjoy the Screech sex tape?
I did not watch it.
Now I feel like we need to watch it. It's
Well,
going to be a
We need another podcast to talk about
No.
tapes.
No,
We'll just we'll do a live running commentary.
Can we do a play-by-play
Side
like
up
John
or
Madden?
Sonny Creek movie.
No.
I want to do a play-by-play like John Madden. I want to write on the screen and everything.
Can you do it in the voice from Sling Blade?
I reckon. No,
All right, then. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, though, it was really sad considering he was so close to my age and
He was 44, I think, or 43?
44 years old.
yeah.
And he just found out
Really
that
close to my age, but he's close enough to my age.
he found out he had cancer less than a month before he passed away.
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks, honestly.
But they're talking about the Saved by the Bell reunion, and this happens, and it's kind of sad.
I think it's on Peacock right now. And I think it got
Is
picked up
it?
for a second.
Wait, was he involved in it?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I know some of the cast is. I don't think he was. I think he's like the redheaded stepchild of the group.
Oh, man.
Sex tape.
Well, he did. He turned into an asshole. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sex tape didn't help. The pro wrestling didn't help. You know they hate pro wrestling.
Unfortunately.
Screech did. Screech actually wrestled after doing Celebrity Championship Wrestling. He did it like 3 or 4 different tag matches.
Mm-hmm.
His last pro wrestling match was at FTW Summer of Sin in 2002. Will, do you remember FTW? Because FTW was the professional wrestling school that I trained at.
Yeah, it was the one in Long Island, right? It was,
Yeah. His last show was in Ronkonkoma at the old sports arena that we used to go to, the one that was like in the indoor soccer field.
Oh, yes. Okay, I remember. That was like right across the street from another place. that
Yeah,
you guys-
his last match was at the company that I was training at the time.
Okay.
We didn't meet him. You know, he's a celebrity.
Oh.
He kept away, but yeah, his last match was for the same company I had one of my first matches. Well, not one of my first matches after I went to school, because we all did a couple matches before then. Yeah.
I remember it being hot as fuck in that building.
It was always ridiculously hot in that building.
Yeah.
So his last wrestling match was in 2012. They found him and Atu going against the Crew, Damian Darling and the Rockstar. Rockstar was an awesome guy. I don't know if you remember Rockstar. He was Earl Cooter's brother.
I don't remember. I remember the name, but not the face.
He is probably one of the nicest guys they had there. And if you're interested in watching some old, local wrestling from your area, and you're in Long Island, go watch him. He's a nice guy. Always, Doug.
I will say this though.
Ignore his brother, Earl Cooter. Yeah. Don't watch those.
I will say this though. I didn't realize how big the independent wrestling scene was in Long Island. I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, even down here, like, yeah, of like NXT and like TNA and all this other stuff, and then like you see little schools pop up. Mark Marrow has a school in Altamont.
Does he?
Yeah. I think one of the Dudleys, Devon Dudley, has one down here too.
Yeah.
There's a Jay Lethal has one too. There's a whole bunch of them out here.
I think what's his name from TNA, the Ink guy, Jesse something. I can't remember his name now. I'm blanking on it. He was in tag team with Shannon Moore.
Yeah, the big guy.
Well, I guess we'll move on. I can't remember his name. I worked with him once on a show in Florida, actually, when we got stiffed by the promoter, and he was the only one saying, "Guys, he's not going to pay us, but these people are here and they want a show. Let's go out there and give it to him." Jesse Neal, was that his name? Jesse Neal?
Let me look it up really quick because I'm pretty sure that is the name.
We're working a show. It's in West Palm Bay, maybe, or West Palm Beach. Mm-hmm. Promoter shows up. He says, "I got no money for any of you guys. I'm sorry." And Jesse Neal was there, and he rallied the troops. These people paid for a show. Let's go out there and give him one.
I respect the work ethic of that. Like, the man was committed to the process.
I don't know how we get on wrestling. I'm sorry. I said we weren't going to talk about wrestling on these podcasts. We jumped right into it.
Yeah, I know. Do you realize the women are sitting out on this conversation right now?
Looking bored as hell.
Well, I mean, we did take you back to wrestling.
Screech wrestled. That's the reason I brought it up. We'll move on. We got more news stories. It's okay. Speaking of news stories, and unfortunately, people passing away. Hal Holbrook passed away at 95.
Yeah, that was sad too. But 95 is a good life. I'm just saying.
He had a one-man show up until 2017. So he was like 91, 92 doing a one-man show still.
Mm-hmm. The man lived a long life, man.
He was in Creepshow. He was in The Fog. If you don't watch old horror movies, you might recognize.
I'd be happy to live 95.
If you remember, he was in Sons of Anarchy. He was Gemma's dad.
Yeah.
So some old horror. But he was in The Fog. He was great. He was great in Creepshow. He's been around a long time.
Funny? Where I remember him from, like, prominently is like back like in middle school and whatever. They made us watch like North and South, the movie.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember him being in that movie, but I also remember Patrick Swayze being in the movie. So that's where I remember him from. Like, I remember he did a lot more like stuff, but like that's where I remember him.
He was in a ton of great movies, ton of TV shows and stage performances. 95 years old. Rest in peace. I guess he had a long life though.
Yeah.
I guess 95 is good.
I'd be happy to live to 95. 95 is a good age. Good age.
95 almost seems like it's too long, but if you have the money that they had, it'd probably be much more comfortable than to be 95 and broke.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think I could do it if I had that budget to do it with. But if I'm broke and I'm 95 and I'm just going to go, oh, pee-pee hurts, time to lay down and die. Yeah. If it hurts to pee, it hurts to be me, I'm out.
Calling it quits. I'm calling it quits. I'm out.
Will, did you ever see The Fog or Creepshow?
I remember seeing Creepshow. I don't remember if I've seen The Fog.
Don't accidentally watch the remake of The Fog.
There's a remake of The Fog?
Yes, it was not good.
Huh.
What about you, Sarah? Did you ever see The Fog or Creepshow?
I remember The Fog, but I don't remember if I saw the remake or the original.
Oh, no.
I can't remember, honestly. This is why it is, because it pushes together into one.
Emily, did you ever see The Fog or Creepshow? I know we saw Creep Show.
Yeah.
We went to see Creep Show at the drive-in, and this was our first movie at the drive-in when we first moved here. And they tell you to go to the radio station, and we couldn't get it to work, so we watched the movie with no sound.
God damn, that sucks.
It's a little bit hard to follow.
Yeah, I think we got it working for the second movie or something like that, right?
I think
Or we
people
just-
around us were
Oh
playing.
yeah,
loud.
somebody showed up with a stereo and they just started blasting it, so we
Okay.
missed the entire Creep Show basically. I've seen it before, but I think it was hard for you to follow, huh? With no,
I saw it once before that.
yeah,
But I mean, you could follow along a little bit.
yeah. You could hear it a little bit, but it was hard to hear. And
Yeah.
I'm deaf, so it made it even worse. Have you ever seen The Fog?
I have not.
Oh, nobody's seen The Fog.
You know, it's funny. I'm picturing Randy at a drive-in just yelling out, "What?" No, just
Well,
That's pretty much how it was every time I
Well-
hung out with him. So.
how you need to be picturing Randy at a drive-in is very stoned and paranoid. I walk to the bathroom and he's afraid he's going to fall down one of these little hills.
It's hard to see when it gets dark.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
They're
And they
all
got
little hills.
they got hills
Yeah.
to keep the car pointed upwards so you can watch the screen.
yeah.
We're really blaming the hills right now. Like seriously, we're blaming that because I've hung out with you and you're like, what? Huh? I don't understand what you're saying. And I'm
Well, that's because I'm deaf.
2 feet away.
That doesn't stop me from walking.
Well, still, it's kind of funny.
Being inebriated stops me from walking, not being
If
deaf.
you're deaf, you can't hear the hills coming at you. Bro. Listen,
Well, that's true. One time I was trying to pee and Will pushed me down in the pile of snow.
I did not push you down. You
I was deaf, so I couldn't hear him.
That's slander.
And then he cut the bag of dog food I was holding.
You son of a bitch.
So yeah, I guess you're right. I guess if you're deaf, you can, I got a disadvantage there. Will, did you happen to see all this crazy stuff going on with Marilyn Manson?
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, that started coming out. That really freaked me out. I was like, you know what? I didn't want to say I always believed he was like that because of the way he,
Come on.
like, damn,
He was a spooky kid.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, remember that
Alright.
he got rid of like his 2 lower rib cage so he could suck his own dick?
Okay, that was not true.
no. No, that was not true. That was not true.
Rumors.
I'm sorry.
It's a funny rumor.
These rumors we grew up with. We also
Yeah.
remember for a decade we also thought he was the kid from the Wonder Years.
That is true.
Okay, but all right.
We grew up in the 80s.
All
This
right.
is-
I'm the metal.
Parents told you something happened.
I'm the metalhead.
Exactly.
I'm the metalhead of the group. All right. I'm the metalhead of the group, and it's bothering me for the fact that do you look at him and go, he's a teddy bear? Seriously, do you look at Marilyn Manson and go, I'm gonna be with him and go, he's such a teddy bear. I can change him. He's such a sweetheart.
Well, I look at him and I think, man, he probably took 2 of his ribs out to suck his own dick.
Exactly.
That's right.
Hey,
No,
that sounds like a good business deal on his part. He just took out the middleman. He just does it himself. No,
That's why
I'm
he
just,
his concerts, because he's staying at home sucking his own dick.
there you go.
I'm sorry, but he's getting dropped from his label. He's getting dropped from his
Yeah, I
shows
mean,
and these
I
movies
feel
and the
bad
creep
for
shows
him.
and everything. And he's not even accused of it yet. He's being accused, but he's
Well,
not.
he
The
was
allegations
Yeah. Well,
allegations aren't founded yet. They're not founded in the court system, and that's disappointing that they can't follow that, and
I'm
I
not
looked at Marilyn Manson and I read some of the allegations that the girl said and the blood pact and I look at Marilyn Manson and the blood pact is kind of romantic in a way because of his age, and she's 18, he's whatever 46 or whatever the hell his age was
I
at
think
the
he's
time.
50.
I think that's wrong. Well, I'm saying when he was with the 18-year-old. That's all.
Well, I think she was also under 18 when they first started dating.
Okay, but do you
I think
you hear blood pact? You don't think Marilyn Manson? Honestly,
Mm,
I'm not saying innocent.
I don't think he's. I mean, I don't think he's innocent. But you can't go into that relationship thinking he's normal.
Well, yeah, I'll agree to that. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying he's guilty. I'm saying I think it's a shame that in America these days, you're guilty when you're accused. If you did, by all means, drop him from his label. Shudder announced they're not going to air the Creepshow segment they filmed with him. He's supposed to be on Creepshow this year. They're not going to air it now.
He's an outcast. Yeah.
Well, they're trying to distance themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but I mean, compared to like what happened to Johnny Depp, like with Amber Heard, she totally fucked him up, but she hasn't been dropped from anything.
Yeah, I think she's in the next Aquaman.
That's all. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I'm going to ask Emily. Emily, from your generation, you go into a relationship with somebody like Marilyn Manson. Do you think anything's going to be really normal out of it?
All right. Listen, how do I explain this? Someone like Marilyn Manson, you can't expect him to be like, I don't know if, his stage personality is his real life personality. Sometimes celebrities are different from, their personas, but, you just have to be careful. And that's not an excuse for any behavior. I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent. If he is guilty, his character isn't an excuse for that kind of behavior. But you just have to be careful with who you choose to associate with.
You don't go into a relationship with somebody like that and go, he's going to be normal. He's not going to be normal.
But to their defense, like, you don't really know a person just because of how they dress and how they act. I mean, you can't.
Yes,
that's a good point.
You're judging a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Yeah, but in a sense, you can't think it's going to be 100% normal. You don't. Well, you might not think it's to the extreme, but I'm talking from a woman's standpoint, and a woman's standpoint, I'm not going to go into it going, this is going to be the best fucking relationship ever.
Well, that's the thing. I'd rather hear from both sides because everyone automatically assumed Johnny Depp was the asshole when the Amber Heard thing came out.
I just think it's a damn shame that we live in this cancel culture world. If you guys are hearing this, please don't cancel us. We're just getting started. But I just think we should have innocent until proven guilty was what we were supposed to be built on, and I don't think that's the case anymore.
It's not, unfortunately.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that he's being dropped from everything before anything even hits the court systems is not right.
But I mean, it's just those companies trying to like protect themselves first.
I understand that, but at the same time, I understand people like Trent Reznor, who hasn't collaborated with him in years. Trent Reznor has not. I think it was like the early '90s they were last really seen together, and Trent Reznor is even denouncing him, and that's not right either.
Unless Trent Reznor knows for a fact that Marilyn Manson did the things he's being accused of, he shouldn't be.
Trent Reznor wrote
guilty unless you know
it in his and Trent Reznor wrote about it in his autobiographies how Marilyn Manson was.
Well, I think we'll have to stick around and see what happens. I think at this point in his career, though, he's got enough money that he could just say, "Screw you guys," and I'm retiring, and we'll never see him again. He's got the money; he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wants to, until it all blows over and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him again anytime soon.
No, he's gotten through.
He could release his own music and stuff through himself. Louis C.K. did that when he kind of got canceled. He just started releasing stuff on his own website.
But he's gotten through so much worse. I mean, he's gotten through the allegations of the school bombings and like blaming his music for the school bombings and all that type of stuff too. So
he took the skinheads bowling and they went and shut up the school.
Yeah, I mean he always has a good, I don't know, educated way of saying things.
Yeah,
that
hear
he
him talk in
does.
some of those interviews back in the day when they were trying to blame him for Columbine. He was very well spoken and literate.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he was.
Man, he's an educated man, and he's just if
he knows how to defend himself.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how it plays out, and hopefully we find out one way or another whether he's innocent or guilty. Hopefully we just have some facts there.
Yeah.
But speaking of controversy, I just found out about this. I sent the link to you guys as soon as I found out. This time we're taking you to Denmark. Because Denmark launched a children's TV show about a man with a giant penis.
He's an American hero.
John Dillermand has an extraordinary penis. So extraordinary, in fact, that it can perform rescue operations, etch murals, hoist a flag, and even steal ice cream from children, which I don't know how that makes him a hero.
Well,
He's stealing ice cream from kids using his penis?
What if they're eating ice cream before dinner and they're going to spoil their appetites?
I'd rather not a penis touch my child to let me know that. Like,
well, yeah, ideally.
It's a new animated TV series aimed at 4 to 8-year-olds. About John Dillermand, the man with the world's largest and longest penis who overcomes hardships and challenges with his record-breaking genitals.
Right. My favorite line from that article is, it's about a man who can't control his penis.
Yeah.
So it's like idle hands on penises.
Every man can't control his penis, plain and simple. I'm sorry, just can't control.
You bump into a table like an erection.
My favorite line, I think, from the article was, it literally says, he takes responsibilities for his actions. When a woman in the show tells him that he should keep his penis in his pants, he listens, which is nice. He's accountable. That is in the press they sent out for the show.
So he's a gentleman with an extraordinarily long penis.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in Denmark. I don't.
Well, it's Denmark. First off, it's Denmark, and over there they have a different way of seeing things.
But did you see the outfit? It looks like he's wearing like white and red. It looks like
an old-timey bathing suit.
It looks like an old-timey, and it also looks like his penis,
it
looks like his penis is a giant candy cane.
It looks like
it's
a sleeve for his giant penis.
Yeah, it looks like he has a sleeve for his giant penis too.
It's Where's Waldo with the extra part.
Lost like the last 50 pounds.
Well, I mean, to Denmark's credit, they do have a really progressive sexual education system in school. But I mean, I don't see why they would let's do a cartoon about a guy with an uncontrollable penis.
Yeah. If they want to do a show about a guy with an uncontrollable penis, they can just go up to anybody on the street, pretty much, probably.
Well, that's just weird.
But, I mean,
not 4-year-olds.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Maybe they're just trying to teach young boys to keep it in your fucking pants. I don't know.
You never know how they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if the kids watch it and get angry because they don't have 40-foot penises?
I would be. What the fuck?
And they just go around beating people up.
That could be your super. You can be a superhero. You can be choking people out with your penises. First of all,
it could backfire. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay, but think about it. If you catch a criminal trying to rob your TV and you pull a huge ass dick and use it as a lasso, he's gonna leave you the fuck alone.
I don't know. What if he tries to steal that then instead?
Oh, there's plenty of it to go around apparently.
Apparently. I don't know if it's just one or like a Stretch Armstrong kind of thing where it just stretches.
Yeah, but even Stretch Armstrong had a limit.
I know we're a couple of weeks behind on this story. I just found out about it. I wanted to share it with you guys and get your thoughts on it.
Denmark, whatever you're doing, man, do it well.
Keep it up. Keep it up. That's it.
I don't know if drugs are legal in Denmark, but they got good ones either way. I know that. Legal or not. All right.
Good.
You can find us on social media. We are on Taking Back Pod on Twitter, Midnight Evil Pod on Twitter, Midnight Evil Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram. You can find Midnight Evil Podcast on Stitcher, on Google, on TuneIn, Facebook, YouTube. You can find Taking You Back Podcast when it debuts. We'll be on all those platforms, the same RSS feed. So if you follow the podcast, it should pop right up. New episodes are. I usually listen to podcasts on Stitcher. I know instantly whenever you follow a show, the new episodes pop right up on your favorites. So we'll be dropping new episodes weekly. And yeah, we're going to jump right in. This time we're taking you back to 2013. And we're here to talk about Dark Skies. It is rated PG-13. It's an hour and 37 minutes. It was released on February 22nd, 2013. It's a horror sci-fi film released by Dimension Films. The budget was $3.5 million and the box office was $27.8 million. I didn't realize this until I watched it again, that the production company was Blumhouse.
Yeah.
So I think they continued their streak of great movies. I didn't even realize this was a Blumhouse production.
I'll give them that. It's definitely interesting. Definitely.
It says Jason Blum produced it too.
Okay.
I didn't even. I did not remember that at all. It was written and directed by Scott Stewart, who also directed Priest and Legion.
I kind of liked Legion. I don't know why. I was kind of a fan of that movie.
I remember seeing Legion. I still haven't seen Priest. I still want to see it. It's been sitting on my watch list forever.
I mean, I'm gonna follow Paul Bethany, whatever it is.
Paul Bethany?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's in Priest,
Legion.
right?
And he was in Legion, and was he in Priest? I'm not. Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
He was in Priest too. I think Priest had Carl Urban in it.
Did it? I haven't seen it. I know it looks good. It looks, great. I just haven't seen it. Dark Skies starred Kerry Russell, Josh Hamilton, J.K. Simmons was also in there.
Oh yeah.
To me, Josh Hamilton will always be Clay's dad from 13 Reasons Why. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Honestly, I thought of him as from Alive, the movie Alive.
We also got J.K. Simmons in the movie. J.K. Simmons.
No, J.K. Simmons is a great actor.
J.K. Simmons.
Yes, the soccer team that got stuck in the mountains. Seriously, the soccer team that got stuck in the mountains. You never heard the story where they ate people to stay alive.
Cannibalism on that one.
Well,
yes.
I think you'd best remember J.K. Simmons from all 4 Spider-Man movie appearances.
You mean J. Jonah?
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson.
I must have seen I watched Oz because I did not remember.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
He was in all 3 of the Sam Raimi movies, and then in the newest one, he had a cameo.
He was the same character.
He was in Law and Order in Oz. First off, Law and Order in Oz.
To me, he will always be Vern Schillinger.
Definitely, and unfortunately, I mean, I know it's kind of like sidetracked his career a little bit, but no, he's always gonna.
Didn't sidetrack his career.
Remembered as Oz.
Vern Schillinger. He went on to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor.
I mean, listen, the character might have been awful, but he's an amazing actor.
Yeah,
he really is.
He won. He won for his performance. I think it was Terrence Fletcher in Whiplash, 2014 Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He's also in.
Always does. He does an amazing job every time he does anything. He does an amazing job of what he's supposed to do.
He's best known for his role as Vern Schillinger on HBO's Oz from 1997 to 2003. That's how I'll always remember him. One of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I know Will enjoyed it. He enjoyed all the male nudity.
The what?
Oh my god!
Oh, what?
Well, have you seen Oz?
No.
That explains
You've
it.
never seen Oz, really?
Yep, I kid you
Honestly?
not.
Ugh.
You're
Oh,
missing out.
It's hard to watch sometimes.
God, you don't know what you're missing out on.
Look, I
It
remember
is, but
watching The Wire a lot. So, like,
Well, that's because
no,
the greatest television show in the history of television.
no, Oz is the original Wire, honestly, and Oz
I think
set
it was
the bar
HBO
for a lot of fucking
like,
HBO shows.
I don't know.
I think Oz was HBO's first hour-long drama.
And
So
it set the bar for a lot of shows. It set the bar for everything that came after that.
you can argue
That
if Oz wasn't
was like the
successful, never
the
got
early
more
90s.
HBO shows. If Oz
Yeah.
didn't succeed in what they were doing, we probably would have never got Sopranos or The Wire and all that.
Yeah.
If Oz would not have jumped back into the hour-long drama like that.
It touched a lot of the storyline. All right, granted, yes, there was a lot of male sex scenes in those episodes, but it did set the bar for HBO as a series and doing its show.
They were bonding.
They were bonding.
Yeah.
Is that what you call bonding?
No, but
Honestly, you got the guy that played the Stabler. You got the fucking guy that played the fucking psychiatrist in Law and Order.
Simmons and
You got a lot of people
and
that show that started it.
there's a lot of big people in that. Ernie Hudson,
Ernie Hudson.
Ghostbusters, Will,
Of course, love that movie.
or from Hand That Rocks the Cradle, where he was also fantastic in that.
Oh yeah.
Is Simon? I think that was his name, right? Simpleton. I think his name was Simon or something like that.
I want to say you're right on that one.
The guy who was, the fucking hero,
Yeah.
basically. So what do we think of Dark Skies when you first saw it, Emily? Did you like the movie? Do you remember how you first heard of it or saw it?
Well, I believe the first time I watched it was with you. There were some parts that were definitely pretty freaky.
Yeah.
I should have predicted the ending because they dropped hints, but honestly, the ending took me by complete surprise. Overall, it was a pretty good movie.
Will, what did you think of the movie? Do you remember when you first saw it, or
yeah, dude.
first thoughts were?
It was dude, it was such a creepy movie too. It was like the first time you saw a good alien movie that really just kind of freaked you the fuck out. I mean, at the time you saw a lot of action movies with aliens, like Independence Day and all that crap. But this one freaked me out.
Yeah. I think they play up the whole, the aliens can mind control you too.
Yeah.
And apparently just wipe your memory. I don't remember exactly when I first saw it. I remember living in a very secluded area with woods around, and it being very late at night, alone in the house, and watching this movie, and of course being drinking or stoned. I don't remember which one. Probably both. And this movie freaking me the fuck out.
It's dude, that movie.
This movie scaring the crap out of me when I first saw it. I'm not afraid of aliens, but this movie and the way it was portrayed and the Greys, as they call them. I just remember when I first saw it, it was creepy.
It really was, and it's
one of the
not okay.
New horror movies that actually creeped me out then. The only other ones that really creeped me out back then were like Sinister when I first saw it, or The Blair Witch.
Yeah. No, it's understandable.
That creeped me out when it first came out. Sarah, do you remember when you first saw the movie, or what you first thought of it when you saw it?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago was Sarah's
when I first saw the movie, honestly. Honestly, Sinister, that creeped me out. This did not creep me out at all. I'll have to say, I don't want to be a downer about it, but it did not do it for me.
Will, did you have a favorite character at all?
No, I don't think I had. Other than J.K. Simmons, he's an idol. No, the man's iconic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with he was my favorite character too, but as well the Doctor.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that guy.
I pointed out to Emily, I would have loved to see J.K. Simmons tackle the role of Dr. Loomis at some point, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, if you think this movie came out only a couple years after Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween, and Rob Zombie's remake came out a couple years after the end of Oz.
Really?
He had already done the appearances in Spider-Man.
Huh.
I think he would have been a good choice because in Oz he did a lot of fight scenes too, so he could have did his own stunt work. I think he would have been great, and I think he's a good serious actor. He's not really jacked and built like the original Dr. Loomis,
I'd support it. I definitely would support it.
And not only that, I think he's 40s or 50s, and I think he could have stuck around for a while, and they could have kept him around for a while if they wanted to keep using him.
Yeah.
Huh. Emily, did you have a favorite character at all?
No, I'd probably have to go with J.K. Simmons. I believe his character's name was Pollard.
Yeah, I think Pollard too. Yeah.
But it was such a small part of it. It was really a small part. J.K. Simmons was such a small part to the whole thing.
He was such a small part, but he was so good.
But when you think about it, he encouraged this family to stand up for themselves.
That's true.
He did.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say this because I'm getting.
But it didn't help.
It seems like he had a lot of experience with the Greys.
Yes.
Yeah, but he knew what was gonna happen before it actually happened.
Well, he tried to tell him what was going to happen. I think they just didn't know about the older son.
They thought it was going to be the younger son.
Yeah, because the older son apparently, I guess, never said anything to them.
Hence the twist of the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's also possible that, at the end of the movie, she found the pictures that it turned out he drew. It's very possible that they saw these pictures and just didn't think anything of it. Kids draw whatever.
That's
kids draw
true.
Weird shit sometimes. It looks
That's
like
true.
scribbles sometimes. They probably just thought, it was just a random drawing.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think anything of it because...
Not if nothing else strange is going on at the time.
They probably just thought it was a cartoon show. Cartoon shows these days have giant penises. Why not aliens?
Yeah.
They probably just thought, he saw this on Saturday morning. He had his big old bowl of cereal, and I guess there were some aliens hopping around with the Muppet Babies,
I fucking love the Muppet Babies.
The Tiny Toons. Sarah, did you have a favorite character? Was it also J.K. Simmons? Was it somebody else?
Honestly, it was J.K. Simmons because I couldn't relate to any of the other characters.
He's 4 for 4. All right.
Yeah. I could not relate. I'm sorry. They were... The fact that they were calling the cops. We're calling the cops over cereal being spilled and pictures being taken.
They literally called the cops.
They're calling the cops over little things like that. Yes, every little thing, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
I think it's funny how cops never take anything serious in horror movies.
Oh yeah, that's like.
If I walked in as a cop and saw this giant sculpture with all their groceries and dishes, I'm leaving the house immediately because something's going down there. Even if they did it, that's still creepy. I'm getting out of that house.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't be here. I gotta leave.
And when all the pictures go missing and all 8 entrances to the house got broken into at the same time, the cops, what are your kids doing? How can 2 kids, even if together, get 8 entrances to the house at the same time?
Oh my god.
Honestly, if my pictures were missing, I would think ghost. I would automatically think ghost, and that's it.
But can't you see through ghosts? Couldn't you see just pictures floating around?
No, not by aliens. I would see ghosts more than aliens.
Do aliens have pockets? Like, where'd they put the pictures?
But
More importantly,
that's what I'm saying.
Find out why they wanted the pictures. Seems like kind of a random thing to take.
Yeah, because there's other family members that took the pictures
They
of
took
all the
pictures,
families.
all of them.
Not just the one that kid was in. They took all the pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
what are they doing?
And honestly, I would think ghosts. Ghosts would freak me out more than fucking aliens.
And if they were only interested in the one kid, how come they were messing with the rest of the family? Like they took over the dad's body at one point. They took over the mom's.
Yeah,
When the mom was smashing her face in against the door.
that was kind of funny.
Honestly, that was funny. Carrie Russell.
Yeah.
Wasn't that because they wanted the
banging up against the door?
Fighting each other?
Maybe. Emily brings up a good
Because,
point.
I think it was when they were meeting with J.K. Simmons, and he said, oh, you guys have to stick together. The aliens want you to be divided, so it'll be easier to take the one they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if everybody's just now all the neighbors were suspicious of them too because of all the shit that was happening.
Yeah, so neighbors ain't coming to help you.
But the fact that the two sons had the walkie-talkies already, and the two sons were already talking to each other prior to all this, or around all this, and they were already prone to it. They were prone to the fighting. They were not sticking together. They were going to stick together with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Were they trying to fight the aliens? They should have just squared up with them.
The fact that the brothers were far apart enough to not be bonded together like 100%. They weren't close in age in any way, shape, or form.
It's because the older brother was busy watching porno with Ratface.
Hey, man.
Exactly. You naughty girl.
Yeah. Time to make my first move, going right for the titty club.
You gotta do what you gotta do these days, man. You gotta watch the porn, don't you?
I don't know if this kid went to school he went for it.
Don't jump for the kiss. Just go right for the porn. That's it.
Of course.
You girl.
Emily, what did you think of the special effects? What did you think of how the aliens looked? Were they scary? Were they creepy to you?
I think the fact that you see silhouettes of the aliens, you don't see a full, clear picture of them. You see a silhouette, so there's still some left to the imagination, and I think that's a little bit more scarier. All you really see is that tall, shadowy figure.
I think that's what makes it more scary when they do that. Less is more, because whatever you think in your own imagination is going to be scarier than what they can put on the screen.
That is true.
Will, what did you think of the aliens? How they look?
Them tall boys were pretty creepy. I don't like the idea that they can kind of like possess you to a certain extent, or like take over you.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I want to see a movie where the father walks in, you see an alien standing by his son's bed, he doesn't freak, he just walks up and punches it in the face.
It's called Signs.
Well, I'm just saying, I need that in my life. No, just
called Signs.
Yeah. They hit him over the head.
Yeah.
Swing for the fences. Yeah. Sarah, what did you think of the aliens? Did they look creepy? Would that scare you if you woke up and that was in your house?
I don't know, because I've had dreams worse than that, honestly. I've had dreams worse than that. Like, I've had things looking at me, and that does not creep me out. It's just how it is. It's just how it is.
I thought they were kind of creepy looking. I thought they were better looking than I've seen other aliens in other movies.
The fact that they kept multiplying, that's the most creepiest thing about it.
The fact that they multiply out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think if I woke up and that thing was standing above me, it would creep me out.
Mm-hmm.
I think absolutely it would creep me out. I think the effects were good. I think how they came off looked good. I thought they didn't show too much, but they showed enough that it creeped you out.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the father being somewhat, and the bloody nose scene and the wide face scene, I can see that creeping you out if you were fucked up and watching the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as body horror, but yeah, that I don't like that. I
think
don't
it
like
could
how
as
it
body
started
horror.
pouring out of his
Yeah.
nose.
And
Yeah.
the
No, that I can understand that freaking somebody out.
I think the effects with the birds too. I don't know how they did it. I think that looked awesome. Where all the birds are flying into the house.
That would scare the
Mhm.
shit out of me if all those birds flew into my fucking house like that.
And was it just me, or was the government way too calm about that?
Oh yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
government always has to be calm. They can't let on that.
What did they
something's
say?
wrong.
They said it was probably lightning or fireworks or I forget what the other thing the other excuse was, but they said lightning or fireworks.
Oh, or like
I
I don't know.
thought that was ridiculous.
They didn't let on that there was something more to it than it was until after the fact.
Yeah, I love the opening shots of the movie. It looks very much like small town America. I think it, hones back to the way we grew up in. I don't know. I grew up in small town America. We grew up in this small little town on Long Island, and the world was a less scary place, I guess, back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Long Island has always been scary to me. So
I thought it was cool that the kids could leave their bikes outside and nobody stole them. Oh, I thought it looked cool. Another special effect thing when the soda was going backwards back into the can.
Oh yeah. That was kind of weird, but
I thought that was cool.
yeah.
Was there any other parts of the movie, Emily, that you enjoyed? Special effects or scenes or anything?
Well, the other scene that I did enjoy, besides the one where they are meeting with J.K. Simmons to discuss aliens, is kind of that scene towards the end where they're sitting down together as a family, eating dinner, kind of just solemnly preparing for the night to come and for the aliens to also arrive. I just think it's nice because that scene kind of has a different feel. It's like they're calmer, they know what they're expecting, they know this is their chance, that they have to fight this.
To me, it reminded me of Signs.
Yeah, exactly. It reminded me of that scene in Signs when they
he makes
have
them all
their final meal.
He makes them their final dinner
before they have to go fight these aliens.
And they're all sitting around crying and eating their last meal.
That's terrifying as fuck, dude.
Well, I didn't make this movie.
I know, but damn.
Was there any other scenes or characters or anything like that you enjoyed, Sarah?
no, I honestly brought up everything that I actually enjoyed of it. I mean, that's all I can think of.
What about you, Will? Anything else that you enjoyed that you can think of off the top of your head? Characters or scenes or?
No, I mean, granted, it really creeps me out those scenes where they turn on the light and one of their family members is standing in the yard, like when the husband's nose was bleeding. That freaked me out.
Yeah, open mouth, nose bleeding.
Well, of course, but
I thought it was creepy when the alien was standing above the kid, like when the kid was laying in bed, and then you turn on the light and they're both gone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it was a hailstorm. The government tried to say that the birds flew into the house because of a hailstorm.
What the fuck?
In the middle of the sunny daytime.
Yeah, that happens a lot though. No, I'm just.
I had to go back and look it down. I wrote it down in my notes that I thought it was kind of funny how they tried to claim a hailstorm that didn't happen was the cause of the birds flying into the house.
3 different flocks of birds.
Yeah.
This had to have been some hailstorm.
I didn't like the implants thing behind the ears because I thought that was fucking terrifying.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a different take on probing,
Yeah.
That way they have a way to keep track of you.
I guess I would rather have it behind my ear than up my ass if it was a probe.
Yeah.
well, what do you think is going to happen behind your ear?
Well, that's where they put the implants. J.K. Simmons said every time he tried fishing his out, it dug deeper into his head.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
What do we think of the ending of the movie, Emily? Did you like the ending? Would you recommend the movie? Would you watch it again?
I would definitely recommend this movie because the ending is, if you're not expecting it, it's definitely something that catches you by surprise.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Sarah? Would you watch it again? Would you recommend it?
I wouldn't watch it again, but it's okay. It's okay for the time era it's from.
It's from 8 years ago.
I don't know exactly.
The mid-2000s, not some movies weren't the best.
Would you say it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a thumbs in the middle there, Sarah?
It's all right. It's all right.
Emily, what would you give it? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
I would give this a thumbs up.
I would give it a thumbs up. I would recommend it. I would watch it again. I have it on Blu-ray. I think it's a great movie. It scared the crap out of me when I first watched it. Still creeps me out a little bit to this day when I watch it.
Yeah.
Will, would you recommend it? Would you watch it again? What do you think?
I would recommend watching this movie in the middle of the night with your windows open so you can hear shit going on outside, just to get freaked out even more.
Right before you got to walk the dog at 2 a.m.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's prime time.
What I'm not looking forward to now tonight after watching this movie.
Okay, if the dog barks, there's aliens outside.
Yeah, if the dog barks, it's an alien.
That's it. You need to get a guard dog.
I got another question now since we're talking about Dark Skies and we watched the movie. I know we could probably talk about this for hours, but a general question, I guess, would be, Emily, do you believe in aliens?
You need to ask me that? Yes, I believe in aliens.
Will, you believe in aliens?
I believe there's life out there. But I mean, yeah, why not?
Sarah, do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I believe there's something out there.
I absolutely believe in aliens. I don't know if they're in this form or Apollo 18 with the little rocks or like life with little
there has to be something out there.
I think it's too big of a solar system for no intelligent life form to be out there anywhere. Yeah. And speaking of out there in space, what do we think? Emily, do you think we faked the moon landing?
Well, I think we had reason to, and I will leave it at that.
Sarah, what do you think? You think we faked the moon landing?
There's a possibility.
Yeah, I think this is good. Will, what do you think? You think we faked the moon here?
Not in the slightest. You know how many people...
Oh, come on!
Here's why. There's so many people involved with that there's so many people that would have to keep their mouth shut for this to actually work. And that was over...
Yeah, but those people are in the United States government.
No, okay, but no. There's no way.
You don't think they're good at keeping secrets? I think we were in a race with Russia, and I think we had to say we got there first. Maybe we went there. I think we definitely went to the moon, but I definitely believe that we found something there because had to be a reason we stopped going to the moon.
There's logical reasons for not going back. Like
the last couple of years, they just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna try Mars now." So I think they found something on the moon they didn't like.
There's nothing on the moon worth of value. Think about that.
Have you been to the moon?
Well, no, he's not in the government.
Exactly. How would you know?
No, there seems more benefit for going to Mars than there is on the moon because Mars, they've confirmed that there's ice there, so there's water. Where there's water, there's life.
Would you drink that water?
If I had one of the filters, maybe. What are the Brita ones or?
The Brita?
I'll do it as part of a government experiment if they pay me for it.
Do we think Area 51 is real?
Yeah.
But do we? Now I know there's an actual Area 51 building, but by that I mean, do you think there's actually aliens in Area 51?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
If there's not now, there was at some point. Maybe they moved them to a different location to, cover.
I would say Emily's right on that one. Like they keep Area 51 as a decoy.
Yeah. The real Area 51 is somewhere else. There's underground tunnels and shit connecting in it too, I bet.
But to the government's defense, there's a lot of things that people can't handle. So I can understand them keeping it, like, quiet. You can start a mass panic with, like, just random shit, dude.
We'll just put on masks and we'll be fine.
I mean, I guess.
Aliens can't get in you then if you have the mask.
Well, okay.
All right, we got off topic here. Well, that's all the questions I have. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Taking You Back podcast, where we took you back to 2013 this week. We will be back next week, hopefully, as long as the government doesn't shut us down and kidnap us now for talking about the moon landing. Aliens. If we go missing, the truth is out there. Go find it. We will be back next week. Next week we have another staff pick, and next week was Sarah's pick. And Sarah has chosen Monster Squad.
Yes, I did.
I've never seen Monster Squad. It's one of the... I always talk about big-time movies that I haven't seen from back in the day that were horror related, and the Monster Squad's on that list. So I'm looking forward to catching it this week sometime and coming back next week to talk to you guys about it. Until then, we'll watch out for aliens. We'll watch out for giant penises from Denmark making their way over here.
Denmark, if you're listening, don't send giant penises over here.
Unless it's to sponsor us. Feel free.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to sponsor, okay.
I mean, he's got a giant penis. We can fit a pretty big banner on it. But we're going to do that next week, right here on the podcast. So we'll see you next week, guys, when you take you back to more of the movies you love. I'm Head Rush, and I'm joined by Emily, Will, Sarah. Follow us on Twitter, Taking You Back Pod. You can also find us at Midnight Evil Pod, Midnight Evil Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And guys, we will take you back to more of the movies you love next week, right here on the Taking You Back Pod. Thank you.